That's so good. So good.
All right, welcome to the Simonji podcast again. We're back.
Woo!
We're here talking about the best and worst movies of 2021. Once again, my name is Josh. I'm joined today by Ryan.
Hi.
Adam.
Yeah.
Liz.
Hello.
And Becca. All right. So let's begin. We're talking about the movies that came out in 2021. Guys excited?
A little bit.
Woo!
Better than 2020, I'll say that.
All right, so let's begin with January 2021. The Little Things. That was the movie with Denzel Washington, Jared
movie to
Leto,
start off.
and
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Me neither.
You're speaking a different language right now.
Is
Is that a real movie?
It is a real movie. It's a movie about a detective, like he's hunting down like a serial killer, but like
Really?
it was
Was it good?
Because those are big names.
no.
but I didn't-
All right, moving on. We got February 2021. Tom and Jerry.
Never saw that either. I didn't
Another
even
one
know
I
that came
haven't
out.
seen.
Live action?
You've seen it?
or-
No, I said another movie I haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen? Okay.
Man,
It is a
2021
live
kinda
action.
sucks,
Yeah.
dude.
No way.
Yeah.
With
but
humans?
so Tom and Jerry are animated, but there are.
Oh, I remember that coming out.
Dude, that's
Oh.
never been done before. That's a first time thing.
So unique.
All right, moving on because since none of us saw that. March 2021, we got Godzilla versus Kong.
Oof.
We got
I actually did see that one.
we
okay.
got Nobody. We got Justice League Snyder Cut.
Oof.
Finally,
Three
let's
big
go.
movies. All right, let's start.
I finally finished Justice League.
Let's start with Justice
Took you all year.
Yeah.
For Godzilla versus Kong, collectively as a group, myself, Adam, and Noah, the
we gave it
average
like a
we rated
2.
the movie was a 3. Watching around the
What?
world.
No. I strongly disagree with that.
Okay.
I actually have a question before I talk.
Sure.
What were you guys expecting going into that movie?
Garbage.
You guys, I watched that episode. You guys roasted it so hard. I'm like, Kong versus Godzilla.
So-
It's a clearly turn off your brain popcorn flick. And that when I watched the movie going into it thinking that, I loved it. Like
I was expecting.
visually is good. Like the characters, like some of them were funny. The writing was very kind of not great, but I thought it was. I had a lot of fun.
understatement.
I had a lot of fun watching it. It was just kind of a mindless action movie. Like in that category, I would give it above average for sure.
So I will say you're not the first person to tell us that we were wrong, Adam and I, because
You are
we've had
incorrect.
other people tell us like, yeah, you guys are wrong. It was a dumb movie. You shouldn't have given it such a low grade. It was actually good. But here's the thing: the story didn't make any sense. Regardless if you're watching it with your brain turned off or not, it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Which for me, that's a really important thing about the movie. If the story doesn't make sense, then you don't have a movie. So, I don't know. I was expecting the movie to be bad. I just wasn't expecting it to be this bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly a lot of like, if you really think about the plot, you're like, wait, what? Why would this happen?
Yeah.
I don't even honestly. I couldn't even tell you what the real story was. 'cause
Right.
it's
I
kind of
couldn't
like-
tell you either.
like that. Obviously, that's kind of the movie's downfall. But like everything else, though, I thought the acting was fine. The writing was kind of crappy, but like the actors did the best that they could with what they had.
Yeah.
Visually, I thought it was really good. It was like, it was just a fun movie to watch. I remember I had a lot of fun watching that. Like it kind of made me like chuckle at parts, and like just visually it was stunning at some scenes, and like I really enjoyed it. Like I wasn't like putting it on the same platform as I would with like a David Fincher film or like
Right,
like
yeah.
I'm not going in with those expectations. So like I kind of not lowered the bar so low, but like just I kind of knew what I was getting, and I got that. Like
I don't know, because I still went in there like watching the movie with a low bar expectation, and still just was like, it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
I would probably give that movie, though, if I had to rate it, I would give it if we're rating it like compared to all movies, not just like this category, like a 5. It was just
rated on
average.
rated on our scale. So a 5, you said.
Probably a 5.
So
yeah.
a 5 would be watch at your own risk.
Yeah,
I
didn't hate it, but like if I were to compare it to like the mindless action genre, I would give it like a 7. It was definitely above average. Like when I say mindless action, I mean like the more recent Fast and Furious movies, Transformers, like those. Like I
Right.
would rate that above average for sure. But overall, a 5.
Yeah.
Maybe a 4. I don't know, something like that.
Gotcha. Did you see it, Becca?
I did not.
Liz?
Nor will I ever.
See, I compared it to like the first Godzilla movie. That's
Even that one is.
I
was
loved the
better,
first
I feel
Godzilla
like, yeah.
movie. I loved it. Like the actors and stuff was crap, but like Godzilla was like suspicious. Like you didn't see him, so like when you saw him, it was like, dang, Godzilla. Whereas Godzilla Kong, it was like all the action was like horrible. It looked like two clay dolls like fighting each other.
Nah.
It was like
Bad take.
I don't know.
False.
It was just I didn't like any of the animation. I thought the story was garbage. The human actors were worse than they were before.
Yeah.
It was just like
The first
Visual
one.
effects.
Visual effects.
Thank
the first one was so good.
What didn't the
Animation,
first
so-
one? Didn't the
That kinda
first one
works.
have I don't know this guy's real name, Walter White, the Breaking Bad guy.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was trying to
Bryan
remember. I'm like,
Cranston.
yes, that him. That's what pissed me off at the movie. They showed him in the trailer as if he was gonna be in the movie. They teased you with like, we got Walter White, and they
Yeah.
kill him off like right in the beginning. You're
Oh,
like,
the
yeah.
first 10 minutes of
freaking
the
F
movie.
you, man. Like,
Yeah.
I Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows. And I got so pumped when he's in the movie,
Yeah.
and he was in it for like a millisecond. And they killed him off, and then you're like, oh, so now we just have these guys.
Just have
in the movie.
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, cool.
I have a
Thanks.
question. Was
Sure.
there a villain in that movie?
And one-
In the Godzilla movie?
Which one?
Godzilla
Yeah.
versus Kong or the
Yeah.
first
I don't
Godzilla?
remember
Yes,
any of
the
it,
versus
so.
Kong.
There was.
Spoiler alert, it was Mechagodzilla.
And who was the other thing that it was fighting?
Godzilla.
So
Godzilla and Kong were fighting, and then the humans made a robot version of Godzilla,
And then they...
and they ended up teaming up and fighting it.
the
So
villain
humans.
is the humans are the enemy.
Yes.
You know, this kind of goes into play with what we were talking about earlier, with how, you know, like Disney movies will try to, like humanize the villain, right? Or like you know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's kind of because originally Godzilla isn't he the villain in the original movies,
Right, yeah.
like
think
destroying
so,
cities and
yeah.
stuff, and so now it's like the other perspective.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but that's what I have.
Godzilla just wants to find love, guys.
Yeah,
Well-
misunderstood.
In the,
He
first,
just-
in the first
Oh,
Godzilla
yeah.
movie, he's just fighting the
Second
other
one.
monsters just to be the alpha monster or whatever. But then at the very end of the movie, they treat him like, is Godzilla really the hero of Earth? As he destroys and levels cities.
Yeah, it was.
Tell us how you really feel about that.
These movies are garbage.
They are all
They're
pretty
just
bad.
a dumpster fire.
But the first
yeah.
one was by far the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I wish I would have resaw the first one before we did the podcast.
We
Because
should have
that was
watched
the
the
only one.
1984
I thought we
one
did.
or the 1994 one.
1570 to Paris.
Yeah,
No, 1970 to Paris, according to Adam and Liz.
Dude, that movie should pay us. We're bringing it up so much.
I know, right?
Free publicity.
People are probably
right now.
just like, "What even is that movie?" And then they watch it. They're like, "Oh, we understand now."
They're like, oh,
They're
we
like, this
get
must
it.
be the best movie ever. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
this must be good.
So the only thing I have to say about Godzilla and Kong is the fact that I thought the two monsters were gonna kiss at the end. Makes me really pissed off.
we all hoped it would happen, but it didn't. This one again?
Moving on is Nobody.
That
Starring
was
the
a
guy
good
from Better
movie.
Soul.
I want to see that. I still
You
haven't
haven't
seen.
seen it?
I
Oh
know.
my goodness, it
I
is
like
such a good movie.
that movie at first. I'm not gonna lie. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, okay, John Wick, we
Yeah.
get it. Like, it was such a John Wick knockoff, and people say that it kind of was,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
It was,
it
written by
was
the
still
same guy.
really good. Yeah, it was written and produced by the same people, but like, I heard it was like really good.
Yeah,
like,
I would
actually very
same,
good. movie.
same mindset. Like when it was just like, okay, it's gonna be like another John Wick. But actually, it was really good.
I would.
I need to watch that one. I need to watch it.
We have it.
Oh, you guys have it?
I have it on my Apple TV.
We're watching it tomorrow.
It was a really well done movie. Like, very gory,
Yeah,
very brutal.
That's what makes it
I
good.
know it was just.
I'd probably
I
give
think-
that movie 9 out of 10. No, I've never seen it, but
I,
based on the trailer.
well, nobody like, because you don't expect it to be as brutal as it does get.
Mm.
Because it's like, oh, it's an old guy. It's like he wants to be like John Wick. It actually gets pretty brutal. So
Yeah,
I
and
love
it's
it.
not like super unrealistic fighting either. It's like he himself gets like the living crap.
Dude,
beaten
there
out
is
of
a
him,
hair
too.
assaulting my face right now. What is happening? All right, we're good.
who would
Back.
you rate Nobody? Adam?
I would honestly give that movie like a 10 out of 10. Like that was the actors in it were so good. There was funny jokes. There was so much gore. The fighting was realistic. It was such a good movie.
So literally perfect.
Literally perfect movie.
I'd say it was perfect, yeah.
I would literally. I don't have a single complaint about that movie at all.
I would say for sure it's a must watch. I'd give it a 9.
Yeah.
An 8 or a 9.
Dang.
It was.
Well, you heard it, folks.
It was
10 out of
surprisingly.
10.
It was surprising.
That's the end of the episode.
It was,
There we
yeah,
go.
it was.
Star.
You got
You got a star.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good because again we went into it with like no expectations, expecting another John Wick, but actually it was like a lot of fun to watch.
Well,
and
'cause
just
we
really
didn't-
enjoyable.
We didn't really hear too much about the movie
Yeah.
either. Like it
It
the
kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, hello.
Exactly.
the commercials like didn't really spoil too much about the movie, which is
Trailers?
really rare. Yeah, the trailers,
And they did leave it open where they could make a sequel.
but they don't have
It's
to.
don't
Hollywood.
have to,
They're
though.
gonna do it.
I know, yeah, most
They're
likely
gonna
probably
do
will.
it.
With how well it did, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it did well, I don't know.
I think it did. I'll look it up. But
All right.
Well- while I'm looking it up, Justice League.
the snide haircut.
That was on. It was
Wanna
honestly
look it up
really good.
I saw the first little chapter, I guess you
Yeah.
would call it, and I'm pretty sure I fell asleep during it just because I was not into it very much.
Nice.
But if I were to ever watch it, I'll let you know.
Cool.
'Cause it's what 4
We'll
hours?
wait. We'll wait. Just watch it right now.
Yeah.
We'll
4
pause
hours.
it. Yeah, 4 hours. I personally really enjoyed it. It was a little indulgent in some scenes. Like
Yeah.
obviously Snyder, everyone, it's kind of a meme now. Like the slow mo, over the top.
Right.
Like some of the music choices were a bit, kind of weird. I'm like, why are they
Hipster,
playing
yeah.
this song during this part? But I liked it. I thought they took their time. Obviously it was 4 hours, but they took their time with the characters. They actually fleshed them out a little bit. Where you're like, okay, this is this person's story, and you kind of they have their own identity. Whereas in who's the other director that made the original one?
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon, the Justice League. That was terrible because they had no time to develop any of the characters. So you're
And
who
watching
are these random people fighting what? It's just
watching that one compared to this one, it's they cut the Justice League movie to pieces.
yeah,
and it still didn't even work.
It was really bad. I mean, it's not really a unique hot take. Everyone knows that, but.
Yeah.
The new one though, the animation too, or the villain looked really sick.
so much
he looked
better.
way better, more
Yeah.
intimidating. When he was on the scene, you're kind of okay, I wonder what I don't know, it's more of an impact, I feel like.
Yeah.
You felt honestly kind of almost more scared of the villain. Like he was
Yeah.
an actually terrifying
I'm
person.
scared.
Yeah.
What are you scared of? What are you
That
afraid?
was in there.
Yeah, she was.
No, I agree. The villain was much more intimidating in the new one.
And not to mention,
Exactly.
Cyborg and Flash, those two characters were flushed out.
Yeah,
their
Flash was
backstory.
annoying in the Justice League one, but in
Yeah.
this one he wasn't as
I still thought he
quirky
was-
joke. I'm like Deadpool, but not. It was.
Yeah.
He was a little bit more grounded and normal. He still
Right.
had his one-liners and stuff, but
Mhm.
he wasn't as annoying. I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
See, that's how Flash kind of is though. Is he's quirky and jokey and whatever. So I thought he was the best part of the Josh Sweden one or whatever his name is.
Josh Swedish.
Josh Swedish.
So Adam, myself, and Noah, we all gave Justice League an 8.
Well, that was
The
before
new
I.
one or the?
That was before
That was
Adam
before
saw
I
the
saw
full
it.
entire thing.
Yeah, I would
Adam-
give that a 7 out of 10. It was way too long of a movie. It
Yeah,
could have been cut in
there
half
was
easily.
funny scenes you could have cut out a little bit, or just
slow-mo?
Yeah, all the slow mo. There were some parts of it was just ridiculous.
And
Like,
some of the
Slow-mo's
acting-
fine if you just use it tastefully and
so
not so
with
much.
Flash, it makes sense. With Aquaman walking into water shirtless, does not make sense.
I know it's
See-
all right. Bro.
See, Flash though, I love the scenes where you actually see him running fast and just beating the crap out of people really quickly. I love that, and no movies or TV shows really does too much of that.
Dude, the one scene in that movie, this is actually in the old one too, that really tickled my jimmies, was when Superman kind of comes back and he's he's evil and they're all trying to contain him.
Yeah.
And Flash, he's running by him and Superman, his eyes slowly. That scene was dude,
That was
I don't know
awesome,
why,
yeah.
that got me so pumped in the theater. And
definitely.
to see it again, I'm like, yes.
Well, that
was
whole
such a
scene
good
just in
scene.
general got cut to pieces because in the what do you call it, Jostiverse, whatever,
Justiverse.
whatever you call it, the Joss Whedon version,
Justice League.
Justice League.
Justiverse.
In that version, he grabs Superman grabs Batman's do you bleed or whatever, makes that call back to the
Yeah.
other one. But in the new one, just totally cuts that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, the CGI mustache though was so distracting.
that was
Or, how they
good.
had to take
That
it
was
out.
CGI at its peak. That was good.
Oh, and like when Superman came back in the Justice
I hate this
League,
game.
the Snyder Cut version, it seemed way more powerful than compared to the other one.
Oh, like
Yeah.
when he came back and like the axe freaking hit him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was.
But yeah, it was just so much better than the other
Oh,
one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
infinitely better.
Yeah.
I mean, it was long. I kind of agree with that. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Like,
Okay.
again, it's Zack Snyder, so, like, his movies are very hit or miss, kind of more miss, in my opinion.
Right.
And, like, he's a little, he indulges so many scenes where it gets distracting.
Oh yeah.
But, like, I liked, though, again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but, like, I liked how this one, it has the jokes, it kind of tries to keep up with the Marvel formula, but it also kind of takes itself a little more seriously, where it's
Yeah.
not as, like, Marvel, where it's like, joke, 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 like,
Right.
trying to get the audience, like, to stay engaged by that. Like, it kind of, I liked how it is a little bit more serious. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I want DC to be that. I want it to be the more kind of darker, edgier, more serious kind of superhero movies rather than Marvel, you know?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do next with DC, because it sounds like to me Zack Snyder's not coming back for any more movies.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
So it's just gonna be the other director, James Wan, who did Aquaman. He's coming
Yeah.
back for the second Aquaman,
And Aquaman
So that's
sucked.
when,
and then I forget who's doing the Flashpoint movie. Who's directing that?
I'm psyched about
Joss
that.
Whedon enters the chat.
Yeah.
My only complaint about about Justice League was Martian Manhunter was literally just the most useless character to add into the movie.
Who was that again?
The,
He was
green
the-
guy.
Probably not important if I don't even know.
He-
Oh, at
he
the
wasn't
end, at the end.
important at
He
the
was
end.
literally
That's right.
like they literally had no point in putting him into the
He
movie.
was kind of like the vessel to set up the next one.
exactly,
exactly.
which I hate. It's like you have such a cool character who could have easily like helped them out so much in the movie, but they just did nothing with him. It's like just make him a big surprise in the next movie.
All right, let's move on because that was just March 2021.
Well, yeah, that was when all the good movies were though.
All right, these next few months might be a speed run. April 2021, Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan, and Mortal Kombat.
Nope. Don't.
Never saw any.
I
of those.
saw Without Remorse. It wasn't bad. The only cool scene I thought was when his family gets gunned down. Spoiler.
Wow.
It's in the beginning of the movie, but like the
man.
entire movie or the entire scene's at night, and everybody has night vision goggles, right? But Michael B. Jordan, he's armed with a pistol and a flashlight, and he used this flashlight to blind the guys with the night vision goggles and then killed them.
Clever.
Interesting.
I thought it was really clever.
That's so original.
That was the most sarcastic. So original. Wow, you're unique.
Moving on, May 2021, we got Cruella,
Ugh.
Army of the Dead, Those Who
Yep.
Wish Me Dead, and Spiral. This was the Jigsaw
Yes.
movie. Did you
I
see
saw
that?
that.
Okay.
I saw that
Was it
with
good?
Anya. We were a little like not all there, but it was
What do you
so
mean?
good.
Cut this
Like-
part out.
So I saw Spiral with
Okay.
my friend.
Okay.
It was. I thought I haven't actually seen any of the previous Jigsaw movies. I thought it was. I thought it was good. The traps were really brutal. Like.
Oh, you gotta watch the rest of them.
Like I've seen like clips of the other traps because I was interested after I watched that movie, but it was really brutal. There were like underlying political tones of like police brutality. Like the person who's being like put on the stand as a cop. So, which that was around the time of all the political stuff that was happening.
Right.
So that I wasn't a huge fan of, but like I understand it was a political statement. Otherwise, the movie was fine.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't see it again. It was really gory. And
What
I
would you
didn't
rate it?
like it.
10?
What's the scale? No.
0
perfect
out of
movie.
10. Let me pull up the scale real quick for you.
Maybe a 4.
A 4, so watch at your own risk.
Yeah, I would say that.
You can very much watch at your own risk.
Cruella,
I saw it.
did you like it?
No.
But Emma Stone did. Everybody loves Emma
She
Stone.
was poor girl. Honestly, I felt so bad for her being in that movie because it was like, okay, spoilers. She pretty much thinks that she killed her own mom in it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's really, it was kind of stupid, and it made you want to like, not like kill yourself afterwards, but
Ooh.
Whoa.
I
It
heard
was
it,
like-
I heard it was like a tamer Joker.
pretty not fully, not in the sense where she was riling up the society fully, because like the main fashion chick that was like she was like pretty much going against her.
The other British chick, yeah.
Yeah. Or like the, I don't know, Duchess or whatever her name was. But it was just like, it was super long, first of all. Because you're like an hour in and you're like, this movie is still going? Like, we fully went, like, I watched it with my sister and we were like, this is way too long
How
for
long is
a
the
Disney.
movie?
I think it's like a 2-hour movie.
What, that movie?
Because it
is?
seemed like it seemed like the Devil Wears Prada almost. Like that's what it came
No,
off as.
Devil Wears Prada is one of the best movies ever. And that was, you could not even compare the two.
Gotcha.
I'm
She's
sorry,
like-
but
She feels personally attacked by
Yeah.
this one.
Sorry.
How dare you?
I mean, like it comes off like as like a fashion show movie.
I get what you're saying.
Like, I didn't mean like as
from
in
an
the same-
outsider's perspective,
Yeah.
I kind of get
it
it.
was fashion, but like, it was mostly like,
But Cruella's
the
known
two-
for kidnapping the dogs, though. Is the thing.
the thing is, no. Well, she does kidnap
Yeah.
them for a necklace, and then she ends up, at the end of the movie, she ends up being the good guy, and she's the one that set up the
sick
main
of that plot.
I
characters
know, that
of
is so
I'm
dumb.
sick of it.
Dalmatian
So dumb.
or 101 Dalmatians. She sets them two up by giving both of them the two dogs, the two
Okay.
Dalmatians, at the end.
Gotcha.
But it was like, I don't know, it was stupid.
I don't get
would never
why,
watch
like,
it
who
again.
asked for that? I don't, like, the Corella lore, like, no one, who
Lore?
cares? Really, like, who cares
Or
I
a
about
think-
story?
Honestly, I think what it comes down to,
Copyrights.
it does. So, like Lion King, for example, like that idea, there's claims that it was stolen from like some like third party whatever. So they have to keep making Lion King movies in order to keep renewing the license
I
or
didn't,
something
I
like
didn't
that.
hear that.
So that's why they're coming out with a Lion King prequel that's CGI one.
They are?
They're coming out where Scar and Mufasa are kids.
Gosh, they're really just bastardizing that whole franchise.
Yeah.
They're
So I feel like they're
ruining
gonna
it.
start doing that with all their catalog of movies because eventually, you know, they're just gonna wring it dry. What would you rate it?
Like a 2.
Okay.
I wish they would make movies that are like just like to show a villain being a villain, like Joker.
Yeah.
Joker was such a good movie, and it was just him being a villain. They need more stuff like that instead of like the anti-villain crap.
But they still explained Joker. Yes, he was a villain, but they were like justifying him because of all the issues he had growing up. They still justified the villain,
Well,
just
yeah.
like they do in every single movie now.
Well, yeah, justifying the villain has always been a thing, though. It's not like to the
Not
point
really.
where of like Cruella or Venom where they make him into an anti-villain, though.
Good movies will try to give like both sides, like, oh, the villain actually has like some, you know, logic to him.
I usually like it when a villain is just a villain, not being justified, and that's where you want him to actually like succeed. You're like, okay, this guy's like, I don't need a reason.
Right.
Just be a villain.
Yeah. Exactly.
don't
I was
need
trying to
you
think of examples and I got
Cinderella.
nothing.
No.
Like,
villain's
of a
just
who's
being a villain?
yeah.
Without them justifying
Yeah, like
it.
no background history, no reason.
I would say it's been a while since I've actually seen this, but The Dark Knight, that Joker, he's just kind of psychotic. They don't go into his
Yeah,
backstory
that
at
was
all.
a good one.
He's just like a maniac who wants
like
to
psychopathic.
make
Who-
Batman look bad.
Yeah, but if they're gonna
basically.
make a movie solely on a villain, they're gonna have to give him a backstory, else nobody's gonna like.
Oh, yeah.
You have there's
Then
you
there's
need
not
a
gonna
reason
be
to
any
cheer on.
beef to it, you know.
Well, no, I don't
Yeah.
think. I mean, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I don't think you mean like a standalone villain, but
No,
just
no.
a villain in general in movies.
Yeah, like Joker. That was like, honestly, that was what I was thinking of, but I just couldn't think of it. Joker was just, at least in that movie, he was Joker just being Joker. Like he didn't have any like justification for what he was doing. He just did it because he liked it and
They
he
didn't-
wanted to do it.
Yeah, they didn't show like Joker in grade school getting picked on in the
Yeah.
playground.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you guys
Like,
are
literally-
mean. I'm gonna be mean now.
All right.
That was
The last
awesome.
movie in May 2021 is The Army of the Dead.
Never saw that.
This is
Never
the Zack
heard anything
Snyder
about
movie where it's the
Oh, I did see
zombies
that. I
in
did see that. I did
Vegas.
see it. Horrible movie.
You
it.
saw
Like,
Why
it?
did you watch that? It
was
didn't
made-
look
oh.
good either.
I
did-
think when I watched it, I was homesick, and I'm just like, oh, this is on. It's on Netflix, so I just watched it.
I was on the plane back from my honeymoon.
Oh,
Nice.
dude, it was bad. Like the first
Yeah.
watch, I was trying so hard to like find the good in it because everyone is roasting it on YouTube. Everyone is like, this is so dumb, blah blah. I tried, like, at first watch, I'm like, it's not that bad. Then I thought about it, I'm like, okay, it's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, because there's
it's
so many
bad.
people to like in the movie. You got Dave Bautista, you got the other guy, and then the other chick, and then
Nice.
You know that one.
you got all these people. But like, yeah, it just
It was bad.
It was a bad
The
movie.
writing was so awful. Like, there were just so many scenes that were just melodramatic and, like, unnecessary drama that took place.
so
You're like,
the
this is
very
pointless.
end where the girl gets her head twisted 180 degrees.
Mm.
Like that scene, like she's coming
was
out like spilling her heart out to Dave Bautista,
so
just
dumb
like,
and just
I'm
so
so
out
in
of
love with
place.
you. I know.
You're like, why now? Like, you need to get out of there.
I
Like,
said
what
the
do you-
same thing.
Just the writing is so choppy. It's so weird. The scenes, it's so, like, out of focus in a lot of scenes too.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's kind of like his style, but like there's scenes where you're just like, you have to like squint. You're like, what is happening? What? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Done.
So what'd you rate it?
3.
Yeah,
Probably a 3.
I'd probably give it a 3 too. June 2021. All right, there's a lot of movies that came out this month. You guys ready?
Speed run. Let's go.
Yeah.
The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt.
Did not. Oh,
Didn't watch that.
was it the Amazon one?
It's the Amazon one.
Kind of forgettable. Did
you see it?
I did.
Okay.
It was a typical action
Yeah,
movie.
I didn't even
You've-
bother watching it.
You've seen it. You've seen it a million times. But in
Yeah.
like the end, it's like a CGI mess where it's just like a horde of like CGI enemies and they're just like just going
Yeah.
off, and it was forgettable. It was 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Average,
All right.
totally average.
Black Widow.
Didn't,
Never
Never
saw
saw that.
didn't watch
What
that.
would you-
It was alright.
Yeah.
It was honestly an interesting concept that there's like an organization of Black Widows. Like there's not just one.
I heard that the
Spoiler
Taskmaster's a woman.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
I heard so many bad things about the movie.
It
I heard
wasn't
that the ending
horrible.
fighting scene, they were like falling from the sky forever and somehow survived, even though they're just humans.
What would you rate Black Widow?
Forgettable. Is that an option?
No, it's not. Watch at your own risk. Watch at your own risk.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Okay, 3 or 4. Okay.
It wasn't horrible. I guess 5. Like it was average.
I think they ruined
5
the
is watch at your own
characters.
risk.
It was funny. I forgot about that part. It was funny. But
They ruined the characters. That's what
Alright.
I heard.
you didn't see it though, so
Well, the fact that Taskmaster is a woman that doesn't have any actual abilities pisses me off.
sexist.
Moving on. Luca.
That was a good one.
Didn't see that.
That was a
didn't
really
watch
good
it.
movie.
I saw
The
it.
fact
Very
that
cute.
everybody wanted the two boys to be gay for each other was sick and gross.
Yeah,
And that goes to fetishizing little boys. Not
Why-
you. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what are you? I haven't even
How
seen
dare you.
this.
Sorry,
No,
we had
so-
a-
I don't
we had
even
a
know this
conversation.
movie.
We were talking about this in the car. So
Yeah.
in the movie, when the movie Luca came out, it's about two friends. They live in an Italian village. They're both sea monsters, but they transform when they're dry to humans. Long story short, they become friends.
This is a spicy movie. You're talking
So
about
everybody at the end of the movie
two
was
dry boys being friends. Like,
they occasionally get wet. Yes. So,
oh,
and the- oh,
cut
shit.
it.
So at the end of the movie, everyone was hoping that these two boys would get together. If you know what I'm saying.
Ah,
Really?
Yes.
We haven't said enough
my
already.
Because
God.
we said enough already.
They
So
wish
it's
there
like,
were
okay,
a
it's a
bunch
movie
of
about two wet
homos.
boys. Like, they swim
Why
together.
were they
get
wishing
drunk.
for that? Like,
'Cause-
what was the plot of the story
because-
that made them want to be gay?
Because they're so what happened was one boy was starting to fall in love with the girl, but the other boy was getting jealous because she was getting more attention than him,
that's just
and they're
your
both sea
typical.
monsters.
That's just your typical bromance, right
Exactly, and it
there.
was
That's not
just
your.
like,
That's not your gay.
Romance nowadays
Bend me
is
over.
I
gay.
don't think it was
Yeah.
like
Take
I don't
advantage of
think
me,
they were
brother,
falling in
type
love.
thing.
no, they
It
weren't.
was like a
they were
friendship
not. It was a
thing,
friendship thing, and even the director to come out like weeks after the movie, it's like they're friends.
Yeah.
That was it. There's nothing else in there. So stop looking and
That's
stop
cool.
complaining.
I like that he
So-
did that.
Can't even be surprised by that though.
Yeah. I
Just the clown world we live in. It's like, oh, they're definitely gay.
know. Luca, I'd give a 7 out of 10.
We'll save
good?
that for the
Yeah, no kidding.
I liked it. I would say 8.
Okay.
It literally made me cry. It was really
Oh yeah.
Die.
All right, moving on. Ryan, Fast and Furious 9 came out in June 2020.
Gosh, the PTSD when you said that. 10 out of 10. I'm just kidding.
I still haven't seen all the
Another
Fast and Furious
forgettable
movies.
China movie.
Did you see it?
Okay.
John Cena just bending the knee and bending over. You know what I'm saying? To freaking Winnie the Pooh, and it's a. It is a terrible, awful movie that doesn't make any sense.
So you did see it.
I did unfortunately see it. I did see it. It's not good. Don't watch it. A 1.
A 1.
A legit 1.
Okay,
It was not
so
good.
don't even bother. Wow. All right then. Noah's gonna have some hard shorts for you tomorrow.
Did he buy it? He did, didn't he?
He probably did.
Probably did. He
Freaking
loves Fast and
4K,
Furious.
8K.
8K for 3D.
The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Ooh, bad movie. It's not. I watched that one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because I love. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
You liked
You
it?
said it was bad?
Yeah,
I liked it.
I didn't like it.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Compared to the first two I love.
So
Those
this
were
is the-
You
good.
can't beat the first
Okay,
two.
so this is the only Conjuring movie I saw.
Well,
Yes. Right? What else the ones?
That's the only one.
I think
you started
so.
with that one.
Yeah.
Well, it can only go up from there. I mean,
Okay,
if you watch
cool.
the
All
first
right.
two- No, the first two really well done, really good movies. The third one, the pacing was weird. It was very slow. Your typical jump scares every 15 minutes, very formulaic. Well, every scary movie
See,
kind of is.
that's what I don't like. The nice thing about this one, The Devil Made Me Do It, there wasn't a lot of jump scares. Because I feel like that ruins horror movies. Because it's a cheap grab at attention.
Yeah, I mean, if they're done right, if it's like
Right.
what takes place is actually loud that warrants a jump scare, fine. But when it's just like, when like someone just like, hey, what's going on? Dun! You know, it's like, okay, they didn't need to do that. But no, that movie, I just remember it, like, it was so boring. I was bored. I saw it in theaters too, where like, it wasn't an IMAX, but it was like loud and you want to get into it. I just remember like Walker and I, when we saw it, we're like, dude, this is not good.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I would give it like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Really?
Definitely below average.
What did
yeah.
you like about it?
I just like horror movies, and it's The Conjuring. So I wouldn't say it was like I loved it, but I didn't dislike it.
Okay. What
That's
did you give
fair.
it?
5.
Yeah.
5?
The two actors were good. I like the lead,
Yeah.
lead
I
roles.
like
They're really
both of
good.
them too. Yeah, I'd probably get a 5 as well.
Yeah, see, those movies terrify me to my soul, so...
I mean, yeah, it was scary and creepy, and the fact that it's based on true events too is like.
Yeah.
oh,
I'm
that's
surprised that
interesting.
you saw a scary movie. You're usually not a scary
Rochelle
movie.
I know, I am
made me-
surprised, too.
Rochelle
Yeah,
made me sit through
when
it,
you watch
so,
the first and second one, like I could not sleep for days afterwards.
Rochelle
it was
wants to
pretty
show
bad.
me, so pray for me, guys. July 2021, another big year, or big month for movies. Jungle Cruise.
Nope.
Didn't watch
Dad
it.
loves that movie
Dad loved Jungle Cruise.
so much.
We'll move on. Snake
China
Eyes.
movie. No.
Never saw
The
that.
G.I. Joe spin-off. Snake
China
Eyes.
movie.
The G.I. Joe spin-offs were so bad.
It's because they're made for China.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Forever Purge.
Out of here, man.
The Forever Purge. The third movie in the Purge
I want to
series.
watch those movies because I feel like they'd be entertaining.
I haven't seen any.
It's gonna be like
Rochelle-
one of those mindless movies where people just kill each other.
Well,
Like,
obviously,
horror
but I
movie.
feel like it'd just be like,
I was let
20 to
down
1.
so hard from that first one.
are you?
I saw the trailer, I'm like, this is a brilliant idea.
know.
I love this. And then you watch the movie, you're like, really? Like, this is what you come up
but
with?
The last movie in July 2021. I just saw it. Space Jam 2.
Oh my gosh. 10 out of 10. There we go.
Depressed that it came out the same month as my birthday.
I'm sorry, Liz. Yeah, it was a
Just get a
garbage.
new birthday.
It was a garbage movie. Like it was
Identify as Jew.
Yeah.
like it was like making LeBron James like acting like it made him like set him up as like a god. He's just like, oh, we can do all these things now.
Probably
with LeBron
LeBron's
James.
idea.
It was probably LeBron's idea, yeah. And then like the fact that the entire movie he doesn't understand what fun is.
Okay.
So like the entire time it's like you gotta be 100% in the game the entire time. Gotta stay focused. And just like they're losing back to back to back. Like, oh, you gotta stay focused. I'm an all-time winner or whatever. I know I've been with the Heat and all this stuff. It's like we get it. We get your backstory. Just shut up and have fun or whatever. And in the end, he has to be loony in order to beat the other team. I forget what they are. So like he makes a funny face.
The generals.
Yeah, the general. Sure.
Adam's like, they're actually called aliens. The space
yeah.
aliens.
There's a lot of Nike references, which made me think of China and slave labor.
what is wrong with you guys in China today?
Are you supporting China?
Yes.
I'm not a big
I
fan
am
of
a
China.
communist.
And what else was there? Yeah,
I heard it was a big like Warner Brothers commercial.
That's what it
pretty
was.
much.
Yeah, so it was Warner Brothers promoting all of its stuff. Like, so they had Rick and Morty in it.
Great show.
They had Game of Thrones in it. Remember, this is a kids movie.
Oh, wow.
They had Harry Potter. Turns out LeBron James is a Hufflepuff. Every single athlete cannot act in this movie.
Well, yeah, they're not actors. I
They
mean,
had more than just LeBron James in it.
Yeah, so they had who else was in the movie? They had the eyebrow guy, the guy with the one eyebrow.
There's a ton of them.
Oh, I know.
You mean
I
like
know.
everybody in Syria? Like,
What is wrong
Oh
with
my
you?
goodness.
We're just
Oh
dropping
my
bombs in all these
gosh.
countries. Adam.
can't say that either.
Oh, and now you say something.
Oh, that's too far. I'm talking about
Suddenly
verbal
we have a
bombs.
moral
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh. I watched the first Space Jam before I saw the second one, and even that one was meh. Like
The first one, I don't want to watch it because I watched it as a kid. I loved it, but I'm like,
Oh,
I'm gonna hate it when
I
I
remember
watch
watching
it.
it when I was younger. I was like, oh, I thought this was a good movie. And I watched it again. I was like, oh,
No.
it's not.
It's
not
probably,
good.
I
yeah, I'm
realized it
sure
wasn't a
it's
good movie
not
when I was
good.
Bill Murray was probably the only good thing about it.
He was still
I think he's kind of overrated.
He is a little
Don't
overrated.
hate me.
Now he is.
It just
yeah.
seems, well, no. Every movie he's in, he seems like he puts the bare minimum effort. He is
Oh, yeah.
like the personification of like participation points. Like,
Oh.
I was here, I was in the movie, whatever.
In
like,
Space Jam, I'm pretty sure he was probably drunk the entire time. If I had to
I
guess,
don't know.
Love that.
I would.
It's just his
bet
like
$5.
his demeanor. Just like I don't know if that's probably just him.
think it's
I
just
don't
him,
know,
yeah.
but like in his movies though, you're just kind of like, are you even trying? Like,
Yeah.
did you just roll out of bed or what?
Also, you missed a movie, Josh.
What movie did I miss?
The Demon Slayer movie.
Never saw that. I'm so mad I didn't see that. I want to watch it.
I
so
would
bad.
rate Space Jam to what did I say? Did I say 3 crying LeBrons?
Crying LeBron.
Oh my god.
LeBron kicked
Send it
out
to
some
me.
people from a game.
Oh, LeBron's a douche.
Yeah.
Like he's just a
Wow.
jerk. Oh no!
What if
he-
he's watching, dude?
I don't care. He's banned from this channel. That's what I
He's
say.
gonna do fine us like.
I don't know, man.
No, because
He's gonna call Winnie the Pooh in the squad, dude. He's gonna surround us
Roll
up.
up.
dude.
August 2021, we got Don't Breathe 2, Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
That was
So
a
good.
great
That was
movie.
surprisingly good.
Best
Yeah.
Straight up
movie of the year.
fantastic.
Didn't watch it.
Such a funny movie.
It was surprisingly good. 'cause
I heard it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was.
It was a lot like Ready Player One, actually.
It was a lot, but if Ready Player One was funny,
Yes. Yeah.
movie.
Good. That was another big commercial advertisement movie.
Yeah, that's true.
It was.
Tons of plugs, like
For Overwatch, because Overwatch was huge.
Okay,
at the time.
well, Free Guy does that a lot too. Like, there's a lot of references to like Halo, Star Wars, even
Well, it is owned by Disney. That
yeah,
movie,
even
so-
Captain America and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, but that's like that was kind of like the funny parts of it though.
And they added streamers, like real Let's
Yeah.
Play streamers.
I hated
and
that
I
part.
watched Jacksepticeye. He did like a whole review of the whole thing,
Mhm.
like the whole experience of being in that.
Yeah.
And it was actually like really cool. They like called him up. They're like, "Hey, we want you in this movie." Ryan Reynolds called him himself and was like, "Dude, it'd be really sick if you were in my movie,"
Yeah.
kind of thing. And they gave him a script and they're like, "Just be yourself, do whatever,"
Mhm.
kind of thing. But like, kind of like stick to this.
Yeah,
And it was
so
really cool.
Rashawn and I saw it in theaters, and there was a bunch of like little kids that followed all these streamers. So the entire time, as these streamers are popping up on the screen, they're like, "Oh, it's this guy. Oh, it's Ninja. Oh, it's this guy." It's just like, all right, cool. It's apparently
was really cool.
popular streamers.
See, for me, that was the worst part about the movie. It was all the streamers because I just thought they were so cringy and like cheesy.
weren't.
They were a little cringy, but I think it's cool because it's a movie about video games, and they're having people who play video games.
Like
Yeah.
it's relatable to the fact that you watch those people.
Right.
did they actually like try to act?
No,
Or was
it just
it
them?
depends. Some of them were like a little cringy, but I don't think I ever got like a full cringy vibe on them because they were just literally they were doing filming us like
They're
scene
filming
that
like a
they
reaction to
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
video
okay.
game. Yeah.
would, like they would in every other day.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Free Guy.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
You got a star.
I would say 7, just because my movie
Say
experience sucked. Because it was a,
goodnight.
it was we saw it at a terrible theater. It was like very
Would you
old.
go to like Woodbridge or something?
Yeah.
Oh, why
Yeah.
would you go there?
Because we had
Did you pay or did you walk in? I don't pay when I go to that theater. I just walk in. It's not worth the
You
money.
just admitted on camera that you commit crimes and steal.
last movie in August 2021, The Suicide Squad, the new one.
Never watched that.
Barf.
It was better than the first one.
It was
although-
better
or
than the first
other
one.
one.
Interesting.
But
It's a James Gunn movie. If you know his,
Yeah.
if you know his like Guardians of the Galaxy style, it's like that, but really gory and over the top.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Um,
that's good. I like
yeah,
that.
no, it's
Yeah.
gory. It's definitely got that in there.
I was surprised on how many people died in that movie.
Yeah, quite
Which
a
I was
bit.
I was like really happy with.
I actually enjoyed it. I would give that a 7 out of 10.
yeah.
I don't like John Cena. I really don't like
Oh, I
him.
hate
So
John Cena.
he's a to
The
me
fact that they're
he's like
making
a
a Peacekeeper TV show too
no.
is stupid.
He just seems like, this is just my personal thing. He just seems like a typical Hollywood opportunist who's just like wants to be Dwayne Johnson kind of. I'm the
But he's-
big muscly guy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like his identity. But
Sucking at Hollywood's.
it was just I don't
That's
know.
one way to say it.
But no, I liked it. I thought it was good.
I'd probably give it a 6. It was a little too extreme at points, I feel like. And John, I don't like John Cena at all. Like, I don't know. Like, him in his underwear the entire time sucked.
I liked his character. Like, I did like chuckle at some of those scenes, and like the dynamic with him and Idris
Watch out,
Elba.
watch
Like,
out,
I
yeah.
thought it was
Watch out.
pretty funny.
John Cena.
No. But speaking of Suicide Squad,
Yes.
the Joker from Suicide Squad. Do
Yes.
you like him or hate him? Because he was in Justice League Snyder Cut, and I really hated him.
Oh,
like,
Jared
so
Leto
much.
Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good Joker.
I'm
at
not.
all.
I loved Heath Ledger as Joker. Like, he set the bar so high.
Well, Heath Ledger and
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, they both do a really good job.
Even Joaquin, like, he was good in the Joker movie, but like, again, put him next to Heath Ledger, like, nah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Nobody
it's just
connects
not-
to. Nobody compares to him.
Because
but-
he's not like intimidating. Even like Heath Ledger, it's not like he was like big and physically imposing. It was just like
It was
He's
a
terrifying.
he
mind.
really seemed like psychotic. Whereas Joaquin, like, he is, but I can't put my finger on it. It's just it's not the same.
I would
The
want to
thing-
see him in like a Batman movie or like
See,
a
I
newer
wouldn't.
movie.
Yeah.
Because I think
Joaquin?
Joaquin Phoenix up against Batman, he's too old.
Well, no, okay, actually, this just came into my head right now. Like, Joaquin Phoenix compared to Heath Ledger Joker, Heath Ledger, you could tell like he's psychotic, but he was almost like 2 steps ahead of Batman. Like, he's actually kind of
Same.
brilliant and he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. Whereas Joaquin, like, I didn't get like this guy's a genius. This guy's just like,
Yeah.
he just was just
He
psychotic
just got
and like had a lot of
mental illness.
He
Yeah,
had
that's the kind of the key there.
mommy and daddy issues. So I'm like, I don't see him like going toe to toe with
But
Batman.
then the Jared Leto is like, he's like strictly business and is on top of it, where he doesn't really give off so much of his insane side of him.
Yeah,
He also didn't give like an intelligent vibe. Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
Heath Ledger where like this man, like you said, is 2 step. Like, he just was bland.
I think Joaquin Phoenix could get there.
he could. We
I
have
don't-
to
I don't
see the
think-
movie. And
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think he'll
know.
ever be on the level as Heath Ledger, but I think he'll get to the point where he's like also kind of like he knows what he's doing.
I just think the characters were written differently. You know, like, I'm not saying it's the actor's fault. I think the
Well, because they
scripts-
dug so deep, at least in Joker, to like the whole mental illness and how he became psychotic. They didn't go on his like genius side at all, which
Right.
made it feel like he wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think both
it's just an
Joker's-
origin story.
Well, I don't even.
were psychotic, but one, like you said, was sane, and the other was kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like, Joaquin was insane.
Like, I mean, Joker, he's not necessarily like a genius. It's just his unpredictability that makes it like very like, what's he gonna do now? Like, I didn't really get that from the Joker, but I don't think the movie was intended to be like.
Yeah.
It was just the mental health that you guys were
Yeah.
saying.
It was
but-
more of an origin story than
yeah,
like
the
really
lore.
the lore. It's all about the lore.
I like that word tonight. I don't know why.
Speaking of lore, September 2021, Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. That's a
Nope.
deep movie in the Marvel universe.
Never saw that.
Nobody has ever
I
heard
give
of.
that a vanilla ice cream cone, a khaki.
Did you see
just
it?
the blood. No, I didn't see it.
October 2021, another big month. The Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal. This is the
Oh,
one
I
where
saw
he's
that.
the 911 operator. I saw it too.
It was good.
It was good.
That came out already?
Are you, honey?
Dude, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It
The ending sucked.
Did it
I
really?
yeah, it was kind of a slow burn.
Yeah.
Like after a few minutes, you kind of get like, okay, so it's just him on the phone. That's the whole thing. It,
Right.
Like, you kind of, at least I did. I wanted to like, is he actually gonna meet this chick? Like, what's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
happen?
yeah.
Like, and then it was just him at the dispatcher office the whole
Yeah.
time, and then in the bathroom in the end. But
Like you felt so claustrophobic, like following him on the entire journey.
yeah,
But like at the end, it just like I don't know. Like,
it was good. Like, I will say, like, Jake Gyllenhaal, like, it was obviously not a big cast, but
Right.
like his acting like carried the movie. If like it was poorly cast, it would have been
Mm.
such a boring, dull movie.
No Time to Die, James Bond.
Didn't watch that.
I did watch that.
Did you?
Yes. I actually really liked it.
I know when Courtney watched it too.
I hated all the new guy, the newest James Bond. Whatever his name
Daniel
is.
Craig.
I hated him in the first James Bond movie and the second one, and then I didn't watch the 3 or 4, but then I watched the 5th one.
Okay.
The 5th one was really, really good. Like, I was interested the entire time. It was just really long. It was like a 3-hour movie.
Mhm.
It was just, there's only so much you could do with James Bond, and then you're just like, okay, I'm over it.
Yeah,
Like,
Shoot people, kill people, punch people,
sleep with all the ladies.
make love. October 2021. There's 2 more movies. Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
Yep, it was not great.
What would you rate it?
2.
2? Wow.
It was pretty
5,
bad.
6.
5, 6.
4.
It wasn't horrible. It was like Deadpool knockoff. And again, it's like the villain is actually not a villain. But
I didn't see it. So
Woody Harrelson was. What? Okay, there was one scene.
Woody
in,
Harrelson, thank
whatever
you.
his name is. Harry's son.
that Wood Harry guy. I don't know what his
But
name is.
there was one scene where Carnage is literally just going off, like killing like tons of people, like blowing up stuff, and it was actually really cool. But then the rest of the movie was garbage.
I don't understand those two movies because Venom's the bad guy, but they made him a good guy.
He's an
and that's what I've
anti-villain.
been saying.
He's
Yeah.
an
Hate
anti-villain.
that plot line. I'm over it.
Just make it a rated R movie and have him
What-
kill a bunch of people. That's
Yes.
all I want.
Because if any villain were to have like no reason to kill things, it would be Venom. Like he just wants to eat people.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Tasty. Dune.
Nope.
I heard
Ooh,
good things.
I have things to say.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
None of you guys have seen it?
I haven't
It
seen
Oh
it.
my
literally-
goodness.
Okay,
looks
the
so
reason
boring
why
to me.
is because I heard recently that they're planning on doing a bunch of sequels.
Well, yeah,
That-
my mom loved it and she wanted to watch the second one already.
See,
Okay,
that
but
was a
about
turnoff
that
to me.
though, I'm sure they will make a sequel, but it just depends on. Apparently, it didn't do as well as anticipated in the box office. So like, if it doesn't make enough money, like they're not going
yeah.
to. But they're kind of made it expecting there to be a second one. One thing I will say, I mean, you guys haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna like go into details. Overall, I thought it was really well done, well acted, well written. Cinematography was like amazing. Like every scene was gorgeous. Like it looked beautiful. But and I didn't take this line. I heard this from one of the YouTuber. He said like he described it really well. He's like you'll get cinematic blue balls from the movie because it sets you up and like kind of has a climax, but not really, and then it just ends, and you're like. So this is the build-up movie, but it's good though. It's not disappointing. I don't know if that makes sense.
When I heard that they were planning on doing more movies, I'm like, oh no, this is just a stepping stone.
I wouldn't say. I mean, it is, but it's not. Like you still are like you're invested in what's going on. The characters are really good. Timothy Chalamet, however you say his last name, he did a really good job. All the actors did.
I heard Zendaya was like barely in it. Yeah, she was in every
I
single trailer.
don't.
Yeah, she was
care
in like
for her
I
at
think,
all.
I think I
Really?
saw like
She's
six,
hot.
6 minutes total or something.
No
like that.
way.
Yeah.
See, that's just like false advertisement because she's really popular right now.
But I don't even think she's a good act. She just does that weird, like, I'm a zoomer and I don't care look. Like, I don't know if her acting coach told her to do this, like, this kind of, like, serious look in every scene she's in.
Before Spider-Man, what other movies was she in? Because I can't.
I don't
picture
think-
her.
Disney.
She was on Disney.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
she was a very big Disney
I
person.
just, like,
And
I kind of
she
think,
sang, just
Okay.
like every other Disney person.
I think she's a little bit, as an actor, I think a little bit overrated. Because she also kind of, like, we were talking about with Bill Murray, like, it seems like she just doesn't try in any of her scenes. She's just
She's there.
she's just there. And, like, in this movie, she is kind of just there. Like, she doesn't really have any lines.
Interesting.
Very little screen time in this first one. The only thing I didn't like about Dune, I didn't care for the action. I know a lot of people liked it. Like the armor suits, the fighting, just personal opinion, like I didn't care for it. It felt like the punching and the stabbing, like it just didn't like have any impact.
Okay.
But when you see it, it'll make a little more sense. But
Okay.
I didn't care for that. But other than that, it was good.
Was it
Definitely.
like stormtroopers punching each other?
No, it felt like the best way I could describe it is in Black Panther at the end when they both have on their Panther suits and they're so OP that it's just like gung, 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 like the hits
Okay.
have no like you don't feel
yeah.
it like when people get punched. This one that's kind of how this one felt to me.
What would you rate the movie?
I'd give that an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find it this last week when I was sick, but I guess they took it off.
HBO Max.
No, they took it off. Yeah.
They did?
Because it did that bad.
No, they didn't take it off because it was bad. What HBO Max does is when it releases the same time to HBO Max as well as the theaters, it gives it the same window as they do to theaters. So if it's in theaters for 2 weeks, let's say, it's also on HBO Max for 2 weeks. And then they take it off, and then you have to buy it via video on demand. So it's annoying. November 2021, Encanto, House of Gucci.
No.
Is
With
that like
Lady
literally in
Gaga.
theaters
That's
right
in
now?
theaters.
Yeah, so
right
these
now.
are the movies that are just in theaters right now that we
I was
probably
gonna
haven't
say,
seen.
like that's like. Yeah,
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I saw
with-
that. I saw that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it.
good.
I thought it was definitely better than the freaking SNL remake. It was like that one was terrible, but this one, it's not perfect, but it's. I thought they actually like respected the IP. Like they actually didn't make a mockery of the franchise. Because apparently, I don't know if you guys knew, like, the guy who directed this one, The Afterlife, is the son of the original director.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
apparently the dad was, like, constantly observing and making sure things are, like, respected and, you know.
cool. Oh, that's awesome.
So you really felt that in the movie. Like, they really
was in good
cared about
hands,
the
yeah.
franchise, the characters and everything. The new characters are really good. And I'm not a big fan of, like, kid actors, but the little girl in that movie, she did a really good job. Like,
Oh, cool.
actually a good job. But there's some shameless, like, product placement. It's a little
Yeah.
bit like, all right, freaking Baskin Robbins, we get it.
Well, of course, Paul Rudd's in it. They
The
have
little
to,
like
right?
marshmallow, you know, like the Stay
Yeah.
Puft marshmallow guy, how he's huge. In this one, like there's like a bunch of them, but they're really small.
Right.
That one, you could tell it reminded me of like the Minions movie, where they just make it all cute to sell merchandise.
Oh, okay.
Where a lot of movies do that, where they make them big old eyes, like,
Like
little
the
high.
Ewoks in Star Wars.
It's literally that. Just the cute little thing that's in a movie to sell merch. That's
Yep.
kind of what that's there for.
That's funny.
But it was good. I actually enjoyed it. I'd give it 7 out of 10.
Okay, cool.
I've been
Six.
meaning to watch it just because, like, at first when I saw it, I was like, oh gosh, they're gonna freaking ruin it. But, like,
I'd watch
as I
it.
watched the trailers more, I was like, it actually looks pretty good.
And yeah, no, I would actually, I recommend watching that. And then one thing I liked a lot, did you guys see the first one, like the original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
Remember
and
those little
second.
like demon dog things?
Yeah.
They use practical effects in this one, where it's not just a CGI mess. Like it's actually they use
Oh.
practical effects. I was like, okay, there you go. They didn't just
Classic.
retreat to CGI. So I respected that. I loved how they did do that. They used practical effects for
Oh,
that.
that's awesome. December 2021 was what we're filming it right now. Today is the 11th. The King's Man hasn't come out yet. We haven't seen it. The Matrix Resurrections also.
No,
we haven't
it's
seen
not
that.
even out yet.
And Spider-Man: No Way Home also we haven't seen.
Great.
Because
Yeah, I
it-
saw
Great.
that.
The only one that looks good, the only movies that look good is Spider-Man and Kingsman, but that's it.
The King's
I'm
Man.
so excited
The
for
King's Man has been delayed so much. I don't know about it.
Kingsman?
The King's
Well,
Man.
usually-
it is a Kingsman prequel.
Okay.
Okay, usually delayed movies or delayed video games, they come out to be a lot better.
That's true.
Because they're actually, like, putting care into it and making it correct.
Did we not talk about Green Knight?
Oh, you skipped
Oh
Green
yeah,
Knight?
you saw that movie?
Oh, I did
Yeah,
skip
we
Green
saw
Knight.
Yeah, it was
What'd
the
you guys
worst
think?
thing in the world.
She
What?
hated it.
It was like a psychedelic.
Oh,
stupid movie.
that is a wrong opinion.
Wait, hang on, time out. Because there was 2 Knight movies that came out this year. There was The Green Knight and there was The Last Duel.
I didn't see the last duel. I
Okay.
heard that one was good too.
No, Green Knight, it wasn't, like, my favorite movie in the world, but, like, I thought, like, all the symbolism and stuff in it was actually pretty cool. But it was one of those movies that was, like, it was really boring to watch, and it was
What?
super
Oh,
long.
man.
Because nothing happened. It was like a lot of it was just like really quiet. Like there was literally one part where he's laying on the ground tied up. The entire camera moves in a circle
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes to show him as a skeleton, and then moves in a circle for 30 minutes to show him back to human life.
That-
It's like it was to show that like he like felt dead inside or whatever, like that he felt worthless. It was just like, okay, you could have done this in like 5 seconds. Like
He just said, "I'm worthless."
exactly.
No, that scene, yeah, that was the kind of a drawn out scene. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw the movie twice. The first time I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, and I watched it with Walker, which is not the best idea because
Yeah, I was
he's
gonna
one to
say.
like crack jokes or make little comments when I'm like trying to watch the movie.
And that's like a movie you have to focus on.
Yeah.
But I watched it the second time, and once you kind of understand the actual like the Arthurian poem, the symbolism, what he's trying to accomplish, I actually learned to like it kind of grew on me. I really liked it a lot actually. Like the acting was fantastic. Dev Patel killed it. I thought he did a really good job. The cinematography, every shot looked amazing. It wasn't an action movie at all. It was
It's a drama, right?
I would say it's a
Yeah.
drama, but it's an A24 film.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of A24.
Yeah.
They're a little bit pretentious, and they more so do. They're indie. It's an indie film
Right.
company. They do more like
Like artsy.
kind of
films.
slice of life
Yeah.
type of movies where there's not really a plot. It's just kind of things happen. This one kind of, I guess, did have a plot.
I want to watch it again to kind of get a better understanding of it, but I remember like hearing the story as like a kid, like the Green Knight story. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be something like that. But then I was like, nothing
Nope.
like that at all.
See, I didn't know. I never heard about this Arthurian poem
I've
about
never
King
heard of it
Arthur's
either.
nephew.
you
I
don't
didn't know.
remember? Mom
I didn't hear
taught
about
us.
any of that. But basically, in a nutshell, it's about King Arthur's nephew, and he's kind of a degenerate, drunkard, sleeps around a lot kind of guy. And his basically the whole movie is him trying to be an honorable man.
Okay.
And he goes through several trials, tribulations. He doesn't. I don't want to explain the whole movie,
Right,
but
yeah.
like it's basically that though in a nutshell.
Okay.
The movie itself just jumps from like very calm to like almost like crazy, like symbolism, and then like you can't keep track of the movie if you're not just sitting there intently watching it from like start to finish.
I would suggest bringing like 5 cups of coffee and being like
Exactly.
super focused.
Yeah, I mean,
Because like, if you
some of those
miss
movies
like
that-
something, then you kind of miss like the whole idea.
you
of
gotta
the
watch it a couple
movie.
times.
Some of
and-
those
Yeah.
movies, like, yeah, if it's clear and precise, like, I'll watch it. Like,
yeah,
But
no,
it was
this.
just jumping back and forth too much.
A lot of walking too. It reminded
Dude,
me
my
of
stomach
9.
is like growling right now. It's
I
going
heard
right
that.
into the mic.
I'll prepare myself. What would you guys rate The Green Knight?
Personally, I'd give that an 8. I loved it. I
Okay.
really liked it.
Like a 3. I'm sorry.
I would give it like
It's
a.
not
I would give it like a 5. It was just like way too slow, way too long.
It's
a
not for
lot of
everybody.
a lot of walking around. I do want to watch it again just so I can get like a better understanding of
See,
it.
but I don't think there's
So it's
anything
like-
wrong with scenes like that. There's some movies like Blade Runner, the new one, that's very like Ryan Gosling just walking. It's like I like what sometimes it could be done where a scene just like you just gotta let it marinate for a bit. It doesn't have to be like next scene, next one. Here, it be entertained. You know, it's
Well,
like
yeah, but
sometimes it's yeah that scene where he's
Yeah.
tied up, that was a very drawn out. I will say that for sure. But I liked it, and the acting too and the writing. It actually felt like a timepiece movie or time period movie where like it came out in the Renaissance or whenever it was. I don't know. Like I don't know. It seemed realistic to me
see,
in that regard.
for me, another big part was like there was so much just like watching him walk around or like riding a horse or whatever. Like it's not like where like in Blade Runner where it's just like or like Justice League where it's just like watching him walk into the ocean or something. It's more of like 1917 where there's just like no dialogue and you're just watching these two guys like walk for like 20
1570 in
minutes.
Paris.
Yeah, 15. No, the actual 1917 movie, the one that was shot in one shot.
Yeah.
Because it was like that was my least favorite part about those movies. It was like you're just standing there watching them walk. I'm like, I could care less.
Yeah, but it's not just about like watch them walk. You gotta watch like their. This is gonna make me sound so like pretentious. Like, oh, look at you trying to like. No, but like the body language, his facial expressions, like he's kind of portraying what he's dealing with just by him not saying anything. I think there's just more nuances to kind of be observant of, and I think. But it's that kind of movie though. It's not like if you're wanting just a popcorn film, it's not that kind of movie.
Okay, so when I'm feeling sophisticated, I'll watch this movie.
Yeah, if
Oh
you
yeah, that was really pretentious, Ryan.
just slap on your monocle and your top hat.
That's very toxic.
Sip on
of
your
you.
tea and you'll love it. There you go.
Cancelled.
All right, so of 2021, what is the best and worst movies? We'll start with our best.
Green Knight.
So, start,
I was just gonna say that.
so the movies again are The Green Knights, The Little Things, Tom and Jerry, Godzilla vs. Kong, Nobody, Justice League, Snyder Cut, Cruella, Army of the Dead, Those Who Wish Me Dead, Spiral, The Tomorrow War, Black Widow, Luca, Fast and Furious 9, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguards, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, Jungle Cruise, Snake Eyes, Space Jam 2, The Forever Purge, Don't Breathe 2, Free Guy, The Suicide Squad, The Guilty, Halloween Kills, No Time to Die, Dune, Venom 2, and the rest of the movies we haven't
Wait,
seen.
can you repeat the list one more time?
And Ghostbusters Afterlife.
There wasn't
Best was
really
Free
like.
Guy.
What?
Best was Free Guy for me.
I would say Nobody.
Okay.
That was a really good movie. Up until I think Spider-Man's gonna top it, honestly.
I'm honestly gonna say Green Knight.
Okay.
Cause that one, and again too, when I saw it, I first saw it with Walker, then I saw it with a bunch of my other friends, and like we were sitting in the parking lot of the theater for like 2 hours just talking about it, and that's what I love. Like when it's a movie that just gets you like gets the gears turning a
keep
little
talking
bit.
about it, yeah.
Yeah, like that movie stuck with me because it was so unique and the acting was so great. Like that one's my favorite of the year, honestly.
Becca.
I don't know. None of them were really like, wow.
Okay.
So, except Demon Slayer, the movie. That was a really good movie.
Did that come out this year?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta pee. I'm gonna my bladder.
But we gotta do the worst movies next. But I will say my, I think my favorite. Sorry, Ryan. It's between Nobody and Justice League, honestly. And finally,
movie.
worst movie of 2021.
Cruella.
So let me give my 30-minute explanation on what
Space Jam 2 was the worst movie
Really?
of 20. Oh gosh, that was a terrible movie.
I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna agree with that. That was the worst movie of the year. I'll jump in on that.
I never saw it, but I'm gonna say Black Widow.
Really?
Yeah.
Defend your opinion.
Defend my opinion. They ruined the comics.
Your opinion's wrong.
Becca, what's the worst movie?
I don't know. I was just kind of indifferent. I didn't think anything stood out or didn't. So
Gotcha. Well, are you indifferent audience member that's hopefully still watching this episode?
probably
Comment-
not.
Comment down below.
First comment gets a PS5. Let's go. Here we
If
go,
we
boys.
never find one.
If we can ever find one. So be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. You can listen to the audio-only version in case you don't want to watch our faces. You can listen to it online via the Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeartRadio app.
And the Adam mukbangs are coming out soon.
God bless you.
You've never heard of that?
No.
Anyway, thanks for watching the Simonji Podcast. We'll see you next time.